5 years after my marriage, life finally felt complete. I had 2 beautiful sons, Ian and Ryan. The reason I smiled every morning. I believed that life could conquer every storm, that marriage meant forever. But forever, I learned it, is sometimes just a word people use until they find someone new. When I married Armin, he was everything a woman could dream of: gentle, funny, and deeply in love. Was so I thought. We started our life in a small apartment, where even the cracked walls seemed beautiful because we had dreams bigger than the world. We shared needles for dinner, laughed at silly things, and held hands as if nothing could ever pull us apart. Then came the blessing I prayed for: my first son, Ian. Armin cried the day he was born. They kissed my forehead and said, "You've given me the world." A year later, Ryan came into our lives, and I thought we were the happiest family on earth. But happiness is fragile. Sometimes a break without making a sound. At first, I noticed small changes. Armin started coming home late. He said work was getting tougher, that he was doing it per hour. Future, I trusted him because love makes you blind in the most beautiful way. He began dressing better, wearing the perfume, and keeping his phone close as if it was a part of his body. I never questioned him until one night, when I saw a message flash across his screen. It was from a woman named Sarah. "I miss you already. Last night was perfect." My hands went cold. I stared at those words until my tears blurred the screen. My heart was pounding so hard that I could barely breathe. I waited for him to return, and when he did, I asked him softly, "Who is Sarah?" He froze for a moment, then smiled, that same gentle smile I once loved. "She's just a colleague," he said. "You're overthinking." But my heart knew the truth. Days turned into weeks, and lies became his new language. I stopped sleeping. Every time he left the house, I stared at the door, wondering if he'd ever come back, and if he did, would it still be for me? One rainy evening, I followed him. My hands trembled as I drove behind his car. He stopped outside the Cove, and I saw her, the same woman whose name I'd shattered my peace. She smiled as she hugged him, and he kissed her forehead. In that moment, my world fell apart. I went home before he could see me. I held my son's clothes, their little hearts beating against mine, unaware of the storm that had entered our home. When Armin came back, I didn't shout or cry. I simply said, "I saw you, Armin." With her, for a long time, he said nothing. Then he looked at me, his eyes empty. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I didn't mean for this to happen." "But it did," I said. "Then now what happens to us?" He looked down. "I think it's better if we part ways." The words stabbed deeper than any knife could. After 5 years of marriage, after 2 children, after all the promises, he wanted to leave. I wanted to hate him, but all I could do was cry.
Because the man who once made me feel alive was the same man who destroyed me. When he left, the house became quiet. Too quiet. The laughter, the morning coffee, the goodnight kisses, all gone. The boys asked where their father was, and I told them, "He's away for work." I couldn't bear to tell them the truth yet. Nights were the hardest. I'd sit by the window, holding a picture of our wedding day when we stood under the lights, smiling like two people who believed love was eternal. I kept asking myself, where did I go wrong? Was I not enough? But slowly I realized something. His betrayal was not my failure. Love doesn't fail when it's pure. It only ends when one heart decides to stop loving. I began rebuilding my life, piece by piece. I found strength in my sons' laughter, in their little hands reaching for mine. I worked hard, learned to stand on my own feet, and promised myself that my boys would never feel the emptiness I once felt. Years passed. One day I saw Armand again, at a supermarket. His eyes met mine, and for a moment, silence spoke all the words we never said. He looked older, tired, broken in a way I once was. I could tell life hadn't turned out how he planned. He smiled weakly. "You look happy," he said. I nodded. "I am." And it was true. The woman who once cried herself to sleep had learned to smile again, not because she forgot, but because she forgave. Love may break you, but it also teaches you how strong you can be. I learned that sometimes losing someone isn't the end, it's the beginning of finding yourself. Now, when I look at my sons, I see hope, not pain. I see a future brighter than the past he left behind. And every night, when I tuck them into bed, I whisper to myself, I wasn't the one who lost. He was.